What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Where's the Ding? I am Escape Hatch. Today we're going to be talking about pace, the basics of putting and how to find the right pace. So many times the ball's whipping way past, it's coming up short. It's because we don't know exactly how to get the right distance on our putter. And this happens a lot when you're early in the game. Later in the game, you're going to know all of this and you're going to have researched it. But there's a lot of players out there that still ask, how are you finding the right pace? Now, keep in mind, this is my way of doing it. It is a very dependable way to do it. And there's going to be many variations of this formula setup that you can and will use, especially as you get more accustomed to using it. So let's go over the very simple basics. Let's take a look at a photo here. We're looking at a picture where we have a 13-foot putt, and it says it's going uphill by 8.9. So we know the length of our putt's 13.2. Our elevation is 8.9 up. So we have to add those inches, and you add those inches as 1-to-1 to your putt total. So 13.2 plus 8.9 gives us an adjusted total of 22.1. Now this adjusted total is the important number because that's what our formula is going to work off of. Okay, so let's take a look at photo number 2. Number 2 here, we have a 40.8 foot putt, and it's going downhill by 12 inches. And remember, when we're doing this, we don't go off of feet on these inches. On the putts, we go off of the inches, and it's 1 for 1. So 40.8 minus the 12 gives us our adjusted total of 28.8. Now, again, that adjusted total is what we're going to work off of. Now, I'm going to give you a quick view here of what these formulas are. Okay, so base green speed formulas. Now, this is base. There are variations of each and every one of these that you are going to figure out as you go along. I'm going to give you a lot of tips now, and I'm going to explain to you how to use these formulas. But as you play, you're going to adjust these according to how much elevation, how little elevation, how much it distance and putt. All of these variations do come into play, and you learn those as you use these formulas. But the most important thing that you take away from this is that each and every one of these formulas will get you closer than you have been if you're not able to calculate distance yet. If you're having trouble and you get into an alternate shot game and you're on 13s and you have no clue how to calculate your putt, this base formula is going to take care of it for you. And it's going to get you close enough where you don't look like a donkey hitting it 20 foot when it needed to go 40, or hitting it 40 foot when it needed to go 20. Okay, now as we look down the list here, standard 7.9 green speeds, add 4 to your adjusted total. Okay, fast 9.0 green speeds, dead even. Okay, after you get your adjusted total, that's your putt distance. Very fast, 10 green speeds, you're going to divide your adjusted total by 1.1. And same on down the list here. Very fast, I put in, and I've got asterisks besides this because it's not one that you come across a lot, but WGT does put this green speed and variations of this green speed in some of their tournaments. I've seen 11, I've seen 11.7, so on and so forth. And then tournament 12s, and then champion 13s. Now, above champion 13s, WGT will also do that in some of the tournaments. As a matter of fact, this past weekend, they had a tournament that they streamed where the green speeds were 20. It's putting on glass with an oil slick. And I don't know if you watched that stream, but it was absolutely hilarious trying to watch some of these putts go in, and it just wasn't going to happen. I believe they put a max shot count per hole, so you didn't just spend the rest of your year trying to get it in this one hole. So when we calculate our adjusted totals, and we get that adjusted total, which is the length of your putt plus or minus your elevation, if it's going up or down, and we get our adjusted total. At that point, we will take that adjusted total, and we will use these formulas that you're seeing in front of you right now. We will use these formulas to calculate our actual putting distance. So let's look back. We have 13.2 plus 8.9, which gives us 22.1. Now we are on a 7.9 standard green in this image. So 22.1, and then we look at our formula on a 7.9, we're going to add 4. So we're going to take 22.1, we're going to add 4 to it, and we're going to come up with a actual putt distance of 26.1. Now, the question is, how do I adjust that to my meter? So what we're going to do, we're going to jump back into the normal game, and we're going to go over how to translate all of this math into your putter. So we're going to take a look at this, which is 30.2, your putt distance. We have a down elevation of 0.7, so we're going to minus 0.7, which gives us an adjusted total of 29.5. Now, we know from our formula on a tournament 12 green speed, we divide our adjusted total by 1.25. So 29.5 divided by 1.25 gives us an actual putt distance of 23.6. Now you're asking, how do I get that 23.6 inside of my putt meter? Because you don't have a 23.6 putt meter, and you wouldn't want to sling this thing all the way to 100 and try to make that putt anyway. What we do is we take our actual putt distance, 23.6, okay, and we're going to divide that to where we're trying to use our meter under 50%. So I'm going to go up to my 60 putting meter, and we're going to take our actual putt distance, 23.6, and we're going to divide that by our putt meter, which is 60. That gives us a 39%. So we know from our Shot Pal and our Putter Pal, if you don't have this, I definitely suggest buying it or getting in a country club that has this perk. And we're going to hit it 39%. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and slide our meter on up to about 39%, which is about right there. And we're going to see how we do. And there we go. As you can see, we're only at about 4 foot by, which is easily rammable, and I suggest anything under 5 foot, you just leave it aimed inside the cup and you ram that thing. Right now I'm going to be hitting it about 6.2. Ram it in. Don't give the putt time to break, okay? Okay, so let's look at a different scenario here. We are on very fast 10s, and if we look at our formula, 10 is divided by 1.1, okay? So we take our putt distance, adjust for elevation, adjusted putt distance, and that is divided by 1.1. So let's take a look at our putt. We have 24.5 foot putt. It's going downhill at 6.2, so we minus 6.2. It gives us an adjusted total of 18.3. We divide that by our formula, 1.1, and that gives us an actual putt distance of 16.63. Now, we are running a 30-foot meter, so we take our 16.63 actual putt distance, we divide that by 30, and that gives us 55.4%. Forget the 4%, the 0.4, 55. So let's go ahead and hit this 55, and I'm not going to aim because I want you to see the pace. So let's go ahead and we're going to slide on up, and we're going to get it about 55 right there. That might be just a touch more. And we're going to putt. And right there, what do we come up? 3.2 long. Okay, we were downhill by 6 inches there, and we went long by 3.2. That's damn good. That's very, very close. And remember what I was saying just a second ago. If you try to use your formula on this putt right here with this kind of break in it, it's going to just go whoop, and you're going to miss. Ram these short putts. Adjust a little bit for that break, and then hit that thing 5. Okay? Ram it in there. Don't give it time to break on these short little putts. Okay, let's talk about our last little scenario here real quick. We have a 10.6 foot putt with a 6.4 inch elevation, and we are on fast 9s. And if we remember, when we look at our formula, our fast 9s are dead even. Okay, so let's take a look and see what we come up with. So 10.6, we're going to add our elevation, which is 6.4, and that gives us an adjusted total of 17. Since we are on 9s and it's dead even, that is also an actual putt distance total is 17. Now we want to factor that 17 into our meter, so 17, and we're going to divide it by our meter distance, which is 30, and that gives us 56.6. Again, I always kind of forget about the little 0.6 on that, so we're going to hit this 56 and see how we do. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to adjust for the break, and then we're going to go 56 here and see how we do. That's about 56 right there. Oh, I pushed it, but I went by 1.6. It was a bad aim, but I want to show you pace. I'm not really worried about aim right now. And then again, on the returning finish putt, ram it in. I'm hitting that thing almost 4. You're not going to knock it out of there unless you hit it at 9 or something like that. Now let's talk about variations of these formulas. When you're on a very, very long putt, like this one here, you've got 57 feet, it's downhill by 20 inches. It's a huge decrease, okay? And it's a long putt as well. So we're going to take 56.8, we're going to subtract 20. All right, that's 36.8. If you hit that 36.8, chances are you're probably going to end up down on the fairway, because it's just going downhill so much. These formulas are accurate, they're dependable, but you also have to use a little common sense, meaning on an extremely long putt, you want to, even if you're going uphill, you want to take off just a little. And those are the little variations that you're going to learn as you play and practice with these formulas. Okay, that's what you're going to learn as you go along. I can sit here and try to explain it, but I'm not going to be able to give you every scenario, every putt distance of how I factor it in. You're just going to have to play, practice, and trust that the formulas are giving you a base that you can depend on. So let's take this 36.8. I'm not going to hit that 36.8. I am going to probably hit that at about 32. Okay. So we're going to adjust for the distance here. And when we say 32, we're going to probably looking at about 51%, something like that. So let's just take a look and see how I do. Now, of course, the aim is bad, but what we want to do is check out the pace. Now, there we go. All right. We were probably, I don't know, looks like we were pin high. So it looks like our pace was perfect. Our aim was off, of course, because we're looking at pace. But it looks like we came up pin high on that. So our pace was perfect. And that's what you're going to have to figure out as you play these formulas and as you work and practice at them. You'll realize, okay, when I'm going uphill on a 30-foot putt, my base formula is pretty darn accurate. But if I'm going uphill on a 60-foot putt, I'm going to take off a little bit because I'm hitting this thing pretty hard. Same with higher, or let me rephrase that, lower elevations. If you're really dropping a lot, if you're going downhill 12 inches, go ahead and adjust that formula by another 0.5. Meaning if you are taking your actual putt distance and you're dividing it by 1.25 for a 12 green speed and you're going downhill, go ahead and divide that by 1.3. That makes it slower. 1.15 makes it faster. As you divide a higher number, 1.25, 1.3, 1.35, it gets a slower. As you go down, 1.15, 1.11, it gets faster. Okay. So if you're on a 12-inch decrease on a 20-foot putt, yeah, you need to adjust that. Go ahead, instead of doing divided by 1.25, do divided by 1.3. And those things will start coming extremely natural and extremely quick for you. This formula is a fast formula because most of the time, if you're in an alternate shot game, people like to set up these things at 45 seconds. If you have 60 seconds, you're still got to factor in some math. So it's a quick math solution. 5.5 minus 0.1 equals divided by 1.25. Boom, there's my actual distance. Now I aim. I hit it 4.32 on a 12 green. It's very quick. And once you do it a few times, it's just going to come natural to you. You're going to look at the putt, and we're going to restart this, and we're going to look right there. All right. Boom. 65.2 minus 21 divided by whatever. This one, we're on 9, so I wouldn't take off anything. But if I was on a 12, 1.25, boom, there's my putt distance at 35. And then at that point, it's going to start coming natural, and then you'll be able to adjust and tweak your putter, your meter accuracy to the way you play. But these formulas give you a solid, dependable base to start. I hope this helped everyone. If you have further questions about these formulas, please leave me a comment. Let me know. I'm here to help and share a little bit of what I learned. I don't know what your desk looks like, but when I'm playing the game, I have 7 different pieces of paper wrapped around me and a calculator with notes and scratchings and club mappings and percentages. It's just a joke. My family laughs at me when I play. But thank you for watching. I hope it helps. If you have questions, leave me a comment. If you have comments, leave me a comment. If you don't like what I do, tell me why you don't like it. Tell me why you feel like this is the wrong way to go. Maybe you can teach me. I'm here to learn just as well. Thank you again. Have a blessed day.